Today we're going to take apart one of these record players and records and see how they work. So here we have one of the records. I'm going to peel off the label and show you what's underneath. It's kind of fascinating, actually. A little tough to get off. And I was trying to take my time so I didn't trash it totally. So here's what it looks like under the cover. Looks like it's magnetic or whatnot. There's actually warnings on the paperwork that say don't get it near a strong magnet. So now I'm going to put the cover back on and put it back together. So they were very nice and sent this how to disassemble paperwork with the unit. It says you can't replace the batteries, but it shows you how. So 4 screws on the bottom, and they're really small Phillips. The unit's pretty sturdy, but obviously be careful because it is plastic. You don't want to break anything. And make sure you don't lose the parts, obviously. The lid just kind of snaps off, and that record that you see right now is just a piece of paper. It came with it. Makes it look nice. And then we're going to take out this little kind of plastic plug carefully, and there is a Phillips screw underneath. So the arm just lifts off, and when you look under it, it only goes one way. That piece underneath has to be set in a certain way, but you'll see when you put it back together. And this part just lifts off. That round black piece underneath is just sitting there. So 2 more Phillips screws. One there and one right next to that round black piece. And the black piece can be set aside. And then that whole kind of silvery looking plastic piece will be able to come up. So here we have a good view of the battery, the on-off switch. The blue part is where the magnetic part reads. And then in the back you can see where the plug is to plug it in to charge the battery. Really small speaker on the bottom. Although it sounds pretty good. I can't complain about that. Now the silvery part that's left where the motor is and whatnot, that should just lift up. I'm trying to find a safe place. Now see, right there, I'm lifting on a part that doesn't need to be taken apart. Yeah, now you can see it. The whole thing comes up at once. You don't have to take that side piece apart. That's where the motor is. You don't have to take that apart. Now you can see I'm just disconnecting everything down to the board level. All right, and we got one more screw here, and makes it simple. The inside ones are silver. The ones that go to the outside are black. There's really not much to it. I'm sure there's not too many replaceable parts. You can probably replace the speaker if you can find something small enough, and the battery. But the stuff on the board, I don't know. It's pretty small. There's a reasonable look at the board, and then I'm going to show you the battery in a second. Yeah. So that's what's in here, and I'm going to put it all back together and hope I don't have spare parts. The only thing to really watch when you put it back together is those extra black pieces you can see over on the right hand side. They're kind of rectangular one with the spring on the bottom. The spring goes towards the bottom, and then the big square part goes kind of where the arm came off. It goes onto that black piece. It sort of looks kind of triangular, and it just kind of sits against it. Most of it goes together pretty easy. Okay, here I'm just making sure everything's tucked in, making sure all my wires are in a good place. You don't want to leave them where they're going to get, the screws hitting them or anything. So here I'm putting the last 4 screws in the bottom. It's really not that many pieces, so it's not too hard to take apart, put back together. As long as you kind of pay attention to what you're doing. I personally take lots of pictures. Here, of course, I had the video, so that made it pretty easy. The only difficult part was making sure those black pieces were put in the correct way. And here I'm going to try it. Sorry, can't play that part. Okay, so here I'm just putting that little plastic piece back in that covers the screw. And then I'm going to put the plastic lid back on. It just snaps in. And then we're good to go. Thanks for joining me on this adventure. I hope to see you next time. Please like and subscribe.